welcome 3 awardees of the Youth Impact 12 Awards, which were distributed to various persons on the island of Nevis for their stellar work in various categories. We are honored to welcome Verna Grante, Yahsulazie Flanders-Grant, and Arcquela Bendeito to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
And congratulations for winning the award. We're going to start with the person closest to me. I know that this was something that was discussed off camera as the seating arrangement, so no need to ask who wanted to go last. I think we can figure that out. But we're going to start with you, Yahsulazie. Can you tell us about the category of the award that you won and provide some background as to why you think you won that award?
Okay, so I am the Youth Impact Award recipient for Youth in Entrepreneurship year 2021. And why I got the award? That's a very good question. But I'm thankful to the Department of Youth, of course, and I've never sat and thought about it, but really and truly, I am an entrepreneur. I am a graphic designer. The name of my business is Sulesi Edits. So I would hope that's the reason why I fit the bill, as I would say. Yeah, that's the best way I could put it.
So you don't believe that you're outstanding?
I do.
Okay, so maybe that's the reason why you won.
You know, I don't want to be too.
Okay.
Oh,
you're being coy.
Yes, I am.
It's better when she says it, right? I get you.
I'll agree with you any day on that, of course.
Okay.
But you know, there are other persons who could have received the award.
Yes.
But as I would like to say, I fit the criteria, I guess, at that point after they sat down after the interview and stuff like that. Okay. So yes, I am outstanding. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes.
Alrighty.
So I mean that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Verna Grante. I am the recipient in the category of education and lifelong learning. I was an educator. I would have taught for 13 years with the Department of Education. I am now attached to the Department of Gender Affairs. However, in winning in that category, I am life. When it comes to teaching, I am always that fun teacher. I am that teacher who is going to always go out, do something extra. I absolutely loved my students. My last class now is in grade 6. I have adults walking about the streets of Nevis and probably saying it's too, but I was that teacher. So someone recognized that and they thought, hey, let me nominate her. And I have to say thank you to Remy Wilkinson for doing that for me. For me, it was a joy because it's the first time being recognized for something that I didn't have to compete in. So it was really something good.
Definitely.
Yes.
And the shy one.
Okay, hello again. I won the category for Youth in Historical and Cultural Preservation. So my job before I came to Cultural Development Foundation in Nevis, I was working at the museum and also in the National Archives as well. And when I'm in the archives, I have a profound love of history, culture, and even political history as well. So well, one of my job criteria was just digitizing all the documents, giving out information to students and also researchers from near and far. And even though my job is from 8 to 4, I go beyond those hours because I want everybody to know about the history of Nevis. And I guess when my director at the time, Ms. Janet Nisbet, who is now junior minister, she saw that and said, you should really go for youth in cultural and historical preservation. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I won it. And I feel so blessed that I got through. And I'd like to thank her very much for giving me such opportunity and encouragement.
Oh,
well deserved, I'm sure.
Yes. So you ladies are to execute some projects. What are the projects that you are going to execute with your grant? And I'm going to start with you, Arcquela.
Okay, sure. So my project is basically trying to document all the historical sites on Nevis through virtual reality. So my project basically just, for example, the Bath Hotel. The program that I have, you can see Bath Hotel in 360 view. And also I wanted to add something else to it as well as it's still kind of boring. So I added like bits and pieces of history skewed throughout the property that may be related to Bath Hotel. You could say like maybe old photos of Bath Hotel, maybe videos on what happened on the site as well. And the project really came about for when I was going to work one day and I came across the bathhouse and decided to venture inside and take a couple photos. And a few months later, the bathhouse was set on fire.
Yeah.
So that really sparked something in me, saying that not a lot of people remember how this would look like back then. So I decided to, you could say, make a time capsule about it.
Okay.
All right, my program is called A Stress-Free Me. It is catered to children ages 13 to 18. The reason for that program is another way of saying it than children are stressed.
Yeah.
And in order for them to cope, why not teach them safe ways in doing it? We have too many children wanting to harm themselves. They don't speak positive about themselves. They act out in ways unknown to us, it's like it's almost as if they have no outlet or they don't know where to put it out. So I thought of a safe way for them to eradicate their stress.
Okay.
My program is called Sign with Love, and it is a self-care creative workshop for the differently abled students at the Cicely Brown Integrated School. As a creative, usually, when we have workshops and stuff like that, we interact with, the able, the able-minded. And I remember that there's a student specifically out of the Cicely Brown Integrated School. His name is Leon Silcott. He's an artist. And when I tell you an artist, chef kiss, he's a genius. So I said, there are more creatives that can come out of the Cicely Brown Integrated School. So my mother, she used to be a guidance counselor at the school, and she's also an art major. So with my creative self and her background, we've come together to do a workshop with the children, and they are exceptional. They are, it warms my heart just to, think about it. And I saw a commercial, and Leon was in it, and I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. And that's what I want to see. I want to see more of that. What do you call it? Inclusion of, I just want to see that, let them know that, they are able and they can do it. So I'm doing my part, and that is my way of doing my part.
JV, this really needs to come over here.
Can I just jump in there? I was going through my snaps one day and I saw Yasu's snap feed, and I was like, oh, I need this a part of my program. So we are in the process of planning art therapy to be a part of the stress-free.
You're collaborating. Yes. Lovely. Nevis needs to come over, okay? I'm checking that on Jamie's side.
We have room over there to accommodate you guys.
Okay. So Sankit, you need to go.
Yes.
We could work it out. We can work it out.
Yes. Meet in the middle.
The island, though.
I have to say, very different projects, but very important, very fascinating, very well thought about projects. I'm eager to see what you do once you've implemented those projects. I'm grateful that you are the ones who actually received the awards this year, because those projects are, I tell you, I'm just fascinated by them. And the way that you've expressed them. Describe them. All right, so let's talk about the theme for the month and what that means to you, because obviously, before you came here, we had a whole cloud of people telling us that the theme is Inspired to Aspire. And specifically, who inspired you, and in what way? Raquel, we're going to start with you. No, you don't need to look right.
It's starting over there.
Starting with you, Raquel.
A lot of people inspire me, but you could say in relation to my award, I would say the late Honorable Simeon Daniel. He inspired me because you could say he was a trendsetter for Nevis. He's the reason why Nevis is what it is today, with the help of other people who are proud of the island as well. So he inspired me to have, you could say, be a proud Nevisian, be proud of myself, always put country above myself. So I really wanted to give back to my island, try to, give young people the reason to be very, very happy about where they live right now, because you're seeing a lot of people exporting out of our countries to different countries, making that country better, but I really want something best for Nevis as well. So I want to be one of that young people who want to set Nevis up for the better.
And you speak with such passion.
Jamie, before you continue, how early did your passion for historical preservation begin? At what age, I should say?
What age? I would say as early as primary school, because I took part in different cultural acts. So I was in clowns, I was in drumming, and I was in masquerade, and also did steel pan from time to time as well. But what really stuck with me was masquerade. I really loved it.
So your research started?
Yeah.
Wow, never stop. Keep going, girl. I like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am a product of too many persons. I can't even begin to call names, but just this morning I loaded up on my Snap a picture of my late grandmother, and I said I'm a product of her. And I have to pay tribute to my grandmothers because they really started getting me involved in certain things. As it relates to teaching, that passion started back in primary school. I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. The school at the time, Gingerland Primary School, now known as Joyce and Library Primary School, whenever they used to have staff meetings, in order to control the lower grades, they used to take us from 6th, 5th, and 4th grade to go down and micromanage. And I fell in love with it from there. Going into high school, I loved tech. I still do love tech. I love arts, I love business, I love architect, but teaching stuck with me. So as I came out of sixth form, straight into teaching. And so my inspiration, I love my kindergarten teacher. I've always spoken about her. She is former principal of the Joyce and Library Primary School, Miss Barbara Hendrickson. There are other teachers along the way that I can pay homage to. Yahsulazie's mom is one of them. She is a creative in her own right, and she would have inspired certain things, sparked certain energies inside of me. So as I said, I'm a product of, and a lot of them are women. So I really have to pay homage to them, and I have to thank them, because without their guidance, without their inspiration, I wouldn't have been the woman that I am today.
Lovely.
Well, I also am inspired by many people, too numerous to mention. It's like a blender, you
Mix it all together.
Mix it all together. But I must focus on being inspired by my fellow creatives. And now, I have to single out my mother, because she's an artist, and this is something that, she has been doing since I could remember myself, in different forms, dance, singing, poetry, but she can actually draw. That's what I can't do. But I've always wanted to find a way to create art, but I was like, I can't even draw a straight line. But I got, if it's not see-through, we have a problem.
Ooh, okay.
But honestly, for me, I was happy that I found an avenue, which is Photoshop, of course, because although you might not be able to draw, there are different things that you can, cater to and get to what you want to create. And I'm also inspired by those little girls with the spark. Those little girls were, energy and stuff like that. Those little firecrackers, not to say like, even our wildflowers and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that little girl with that extra spark and that extra they inspire me, because I've always been one of those little girls. So, to see them and to know that I can do something and they can look on and say, well, I can do that too. That is an inspiration for myself.